This video is closed captioned. Elaborate architecture, incredible vistas, rich history, and wonderfully friendly people make Turkey an enticing place to visit. Its unique location between Europe and Asia creates a melting pot of people and cultures and has something for everyone. The Mediterranean Sea offers glittering coastlines to the south, and inland destinations are home to impressive ruins and delectable food. Turkey, like anywhere else, has unique customs, cultural expectations, and etiquette to follow. Some experiences shouldn't be missed, and others can be avoided. In today's video, we will walk you through some of the most important do's and don'ts to consider when visiting Turkey. Let's start with the things you need to do while in Turkey. Do dress conservatively. While Turkey doesn't have a strict dress code like some places such as Iran, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, or Pakistan, dressing in revealing clothing might attract unwanted attention depending on where you are. Mosques or other religious sites are the most critical when observing more modest dress codes. You'll have to remove shoes before entering a mosque, so make sure to have socks handy to wear inside. Women will also need to cover their heads and hair, so a shawl or a pashmina will meet their need. Even leggings are considered too revealing to wear inside these religious centers. You'll still find people sunbathing on the beaches in bikinis, so tourist areas are far from accepting of different attire. Drink responsibly. While alcohol consumption is not illegal, there are a large number of Turkish people who do not imbibe for religious reasons. Enjoying a couple of drinks with a meal is customary, but it is frowned upon to drink in excess. Alcoholic beverages are often served with snacks like nuts or other finger foods to help balance alcohol consumption. And you might be surprised to find that alcohol is not available for purchase at stores at all times. Even if some stores are open, alcohol can't be sold between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Hotels, bars, and food establishments can sell liquor, so there are ways to navigate these rules if needed. The national drink is called raki, commonly known as lion's milk. It tastes strongly of licorice and packs a punch at 80-90 proof. Expect smoking at the dinner table. Smoking is common in Turkey, and you'll see and smell it all over the place, even at the dinner table. It's common for people to smoke between courses during meals. This can be quite jarring for those traveling from countries with more stringent smoking laws. Sample the local cuisine. Turkey has a lot to offer when it comes to food. It can be hard to find Turkish food in other countries, so many visitors are sampling it for the first time. Turkish kebabs are one of the staples that have made their way around the world. But Turkish pizzas are made on delicious flatbreads, and gozlem are thin pancakes with savory fillings like onion and potato. Breakfast is an extravagant event filled with eggs, salad, fruit, cheese, and yogurt, and it's easy to spend hours eating your first meal of the day. Get outside the tourist mainstays. Istanbul is fabulous, but there's a lot more to this country than this historic city. The landscape of Turkey is at times otherworldly. The rock formations found at Cappadocia give way to colorful canyons that can't be found anywhere else. Hot air balloon tours offer a unique perspective of this landscape. And visiting Pamukkale provides a wholly different experience. Hot springs and thermal waters deposit calcium, leaving behind snow-white travertine terraces that stand out against the surrounding green terrain. Learn a few Turkish words. Turkish is a complex language. It would be silly to expect to become fluent before visiting. But as with any country, the locals will see attempts at basic greetings or keywords as a sign of respect. Furthermore, many Turkish people speak little to no English, so these basics will help you better communicate and navigate. If you enjoy our videos, join us on our journey worldwide by subscribing to our channel. Please click the bell icon to get notified when we publish a new video. Visit a Turkish bath. While Turkish baths are not limited to Turkey, it would be a missed opportunity to visit the country without visiting one of its famous baths. Similar to Roman baths, they were used as social gathering locations but were also used for ritual cleansing for religious purposes. Expect to strip down completely, especially if you plan on getting the whole experience of having someone else offer you a scrub or massage. All Turkish baths are gendered so that each location will have men's and women's sides. The visit starts with a warm-up in a sauna, followed by your exfoliation. And if you think you know what a good scrub down is, you don't know anything about your experience, exfoliation at the hands of the masseurs. Once you're cleaner than you've ever been, you'll get a soap bubble bath and shampoo before wrapping up with a dip in a cold pool. This is a one-of-a-kind experience that everyone should partake in at least once. Enjoy the history of the area. Turkish history dates back thousands of years, and history comes to life when you take the time to explore Turkey. The ancient city of Ephesus is one of the most visited historical sites in the country. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the best preserved Roman cities in the Mediterranean region. Ruins dot the countryside, providing several opportunities to immerse yourself in its history. Gobekli Tepe is a great example. It's 12,000 years old and predates Stonehenge by at least 6,000 years. It's one of the world's oldest temples. No less important than the things you should do, let's move on to the things that you should avoid while in Turkey. Don't walk in front of someone who is praying. As we mentioned earlier, there are many important rules to follow when entering a mosque in Turkey, but one of the most significant offenses you can mistakenly commit is walking in front of someone praying or otherwise blocking their view. It is seen as a distraction and hindrance to praying and should be avoided at all costs. Don't address single or young women in public. Keep in mind that Turkey is a country with different standards and customs when it comes to how women and men interact with one another. If you're ever unsure, it's best to take cues from the other person, and particularly if you're a man. Don't use an unlicensed taxi. One of the most common scams in Turkey is unlicensed taxis. Taxis are an efficient way to navigate the country, and there are more than 20,000 licensed taxi drivers making an honest living. But there are also taxi pirates, whose goals are more duplicitous. These drivers may take the scenic route to increase the fare for a ride. You should also always insist on using the meter to determine the final fare for the ride. While it might seem nice that a driver suggests a flat rate with the promise of avoiding traffic, that would be more expensive. You simply won't know if you're being swindled, so opt for the most transparent way of calculating a fare. Don't leave leftovers on your plate. Make sure not to overorder when eating in Turkey. Uneaten food on your plate will be viewed as a sign that you did not enjoy your meal and will likely offend at least one person. Whenever possible, make sure to finish all of your food. And if you're simply too full to take another bite, let your host or server know that it was delicious, but that you are too full to help avoid misunderstandings. Don't settle for the first price that's offered. Bargaining and haggling are a tradition in Turkey. Many goods such as handmade carpets, antiques, and other crafts do not have standardized markets, giving plenty of room for bargaining. You may be surprised to learn that you should even haggle over hotel room rates. Let the shopkeeper offer the first price, then decide what you think that piece is worth to you. This is an art and requires a bit of acting on your part. Don't show too much interest in the items you want, and ask about several pieces, including things you don't care about. If the shopkeeper figures out what you're most passionate about, haggling will become more difficult for the customers. That's it for today's list. Are there any critical Turkey travel trips that we missed? Let us know in the comments below. If you've visited Turkey before, let us know what your favorite place to visit was. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications so you never miss a video upload. Until next time.